and welcome the President of World Class Education, Dr. Bradley.
Hello. How you doing? So sorry about the time. It's not good to apologize always. Did we have any power cuts today? Did we? I want to thank you for coming. Allow me to step down a little bit. I'm more comfortable here. All right, so we're going to record this session. I'll be done in 30 minutes. I give you my word, all right? 30 minutes. How you doing? Within 30 minutes, I'll be done. Hi. How are you, sir? You look sharp. All right. Let me know if the cameras are ready. We're good to go? Great.
Looking good, Doc.
Thank you. You too. You two look great. All right. Take your books. Take your diaries. Start writing. It's a training today, remember? We're going to learn something very special, okay? I love Lusaka. You guys look very, very sharp. So the objectives of today, we'll look at knowledge. That's number one. We'll look at what? Knowledge. And number two, ignorance. Ignorance. And we're going to look at vision. Vision. The absence of information is the lack of knowledge. All right? The absence of information is the lack of knowledge. When people do not have information about something, it actually means that they lack knowledge in that area. In the area that you know, you have light, you can see, you understand. In the area you do not know, it's like you're blind, is it? You don't understand. And it's inside man to seek for knowledge, information. It's a desire for every man to know. Because you know that if you don't get knowledge, you look somehow. Ignorant people, they are never comfortable. You understand? They are never what? Comfortable. They are always afraid. How many have seen a blind man before? A blind man is never comfortable, even around people. Even yourself. When you are around people who are blind, or one person who's blind, you are never comfortable. That's just the truth. The reason is you feel responsible for the blind man. Right? You feel what? Responsible for the actions of this person who's blind. And blind people are ever afraid. So the lack of knowledge can be likened to a blind person. When you're ignorant, you make people uncomfortable because they don't know exactly what you're going to say next or what you're going to do next, because you don't know your surroundings. You're blind. They can trust you. You understand? So our biggest problem is the lack of knowledge. And when we promise people so much or so many things, they get expectant. They want to receive what you have promised. It's inside man to do what? To seek knowledge. Now, whether you know it or not, you are so much interested in knowing something about whatever subject. You're so much interested. You want to know. Okay? And if you don't get it, it's possible to give up, but you know that I needed to know about this thing. There is still a search inside your heart. So what does ignorance bring to us? Ignorance. It brings fear. Ignorance brings what? Fear. The absence of knowledge will bring fear. When you don't know, you will be afraid. You understand? When you don't know, you'll be what? Afraid. Ignorance brings insecurity. Insecurity. Hurt. It brings hurt, disbelief. That's ignorance. Every man is that way, that if he's in the dark, he will be afraid. Many of you don't sleep with your lights off because you don't like that dark place, is it? It's inside people. If you don't know something, you will be uncomfortable because you want to know. And when you know, you act differently. You act what? Differently. When I say that an ignorant person is never comfortable around people, what I mean is, if we are all doing business, the three of us here, okay, and this lady is ignorant about the business we're doing, the truth is that she will always be quiet while we're talking. That doesn't mean that she's a quiet person, right? It just means that she's ignorant about this deal we're doing right now. And she's praying that we don't ask her any question. Because if we do, we will know that she's ignorant. You understand, right? We will know. So while she's hoping not to be asked any question, she will be uncomfortable. Have you seen that? Yeah. A lot of people are so quiet around people, are ignorant. They're not very smart. It's not that they're quiet people. No. There are no quiet people in the world. Okay? And when people say that quiet people are intelligent, it's not the truth. You think they are intelligent because you know little about them. Do you understand? So whenever you find a quiet man, a quiet woman, just know she's not very intelligent. Yes, she's not very what? Intelligent. She's always afraid to talk, to speak up. She's afraid. She works hard to speak the right thing always. You see that? She tries to say the right words all the time because she's afraid that she might be wrong. So to look smart is to keep quiet. You understand? Okay, let's look at knowledge, the power of it. When they say that knowledge is power, what's the meaning when you say knowledge is power? It's power than a gun, a bomb, anything that you can think of. Armies, great people, knowledge is power than them. Do you understand? Knowledge. What does it bring to us? Boldness. See that? Knowledge brings what? Boldness. You can show somebody, no, let me show you, because you are sure you know how to do this thing. So you'll be what? Bold. How come this kid who was growing up very active has suddenly become quiet? Because she's ignorant, or he's ignorant. When he was little, he didn't care, right? He was shining all the time, talking a lot in the house. He met smart friends, and all of a sudden he became quiet at school. You see that? Now, if he gets to know about some things, you will see his boldness to demonstrate, to show his friends what he knows. That's what knowledge brings you. Do you understand? That's what knowledge brings you. It brings sanity. It brings faith to believe in the future, tomorrow. Do you understand? To believe in tomorrow. Knowledge will help you to believe. Do you understand that? Knowledge will help you. It brings love. You become so comfortable when you are knowledgeable. So comfortable. Very comfortable. And people are comfortable around you. How many have seen a smart boy in school? All the girls around him. Because they are comfortable around this person. They can ask questions and they'll be answered. You understand? Boldness. It brings unity, unites people. Knowledge unites a family, a business, brings everybody together. The affairs of your business will be taken care of through knowledge. And it brings what? Freedom. Haven't you seen people are never free, always in bondage? The lack of what? Knowledge. When you lack knowledge, you will be in prison of your mind. You'll be where? In bondage. Bondage. Knowledge brings prosperity. It brings prosperity. Fulfillment. Something money doesn't give you. Do you understand? Let's look at the word seeking, to seek. When you know your car keys are somewhere, you cannot seek them. You will look for them because you know your car keys are somewhere. They're somewhere here. But when you don't know where they are, you will search for them. And we have to seek knowledge. It's our responsibility. You understand? It's our job to seek knowledge. We must find it. We must find it. And our problems in Africa starts from there. Starts from there. Seeking knowledge. You see, when you work with people, they'll have a testimony about you, right? They can tell somebody about Mr. John or Mr. whatever it is, Hopkins, Mr. Smith. They can say something about you. Do you understand? They can do what? Say something about you because they've worked with you. They have a testimony. When you pretend to know, you will be disgraced. When you pretend to know. Imagine a blind man, you're trying to help him. You say, hey bro, can you see? He tells you, yes I can see. Because there are some blind people who've got eyes on them. And you might think they're seeing, right? You say, hey bro, can I help you? He tells you, I'm fine, I can see. What would you do? You will leave him, right? That's the way it is these days. Those who don't know are posting pictures on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, pretending to be what they are not. And because of that, they can't get help. Do you understand? They can't get help because you are lying, you are pretending, you are showing people that you are successful when you are not. And that's a big problem. The little impact the lack of knowledge will bring into your life can destroy you. The little impact the lack of knowledge will bring into your life can destroy you. And so many people have died. You'll be amazed to know how that those great people died. You'll be shocked to find out that they only died because they lacked knowledge. Imagine that. You see that? A lot of people died of HIV in 1991, 1992, 93, until 1995, going up. I remember this wonderful couple. They loved each other, but there were no ARVs at the time because somehow we waited for somebody we don't even know to look for the drug. You see that? Because when people don't seek knowledge, they can never find it. So we waited for some people somewhere in another world to find that drug. Now, while others were depending on, were looking for those things, people were dying. Did they know that at some point they will find the drug? No, they didn't. This is why we're using the word seeking. Because when you are seeking, you are just hoping, but you don't know that you will find it, right? That's how we find knowledge. That's how we find knowledge. You cannot depend on someone else you have not agreed with to find something for you. You will look for it yourself. Do you understand? You will do what? Look for it yourself. How do you seek for something? Anybody who's seeking for something, they never relax. They are always panicking. Without that special panic, nothing is going to change. So the reason you are poor, you were supposed to be poor. You know why? Because you were doing nothing about the situation. You need a certain panic in your heart to find the money. You hear me? What do you need? A certain panic. You can't just relax. You can't do it. You can't do that.